lines on it, I think was beautiful.
So next up, who do we have? We have Chloe Jean, right? Chloe.
Chloe Jean. I'm not that fancy.
I work
no,
with
Jean.
I work with Wyclef Jean. I'm a producer.
I know.
For him,
I read that about you.
It's hard for me to see the last name and pronounce it a different way. So, but Miss Jean.
Just Jean, Chloe Jean.
Chloe Jean. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being patient. I know we were gonna have you play a little bit earlier, but
it's all
we're
good.
here now. We're here now.
Just been enjoying Redshift. I really liked the young man's comments about how he has to stay true to his own experience. And I know in these times it is weird because, I mean, not everybody has experienced racism on that level. Mm-hmm. It's been, for me personally, we'll just jump right into it. It's been in more subtle ways where it's more of a subconscious thing that people do when they see someone like me. They'll say, you know, they'll call me, "Hey girl," when they'd probably never call anybody else girl. You know, and it doesn't upset me. It's just, I think that there are a lot of those little things in our society that, you know, we don't even really notice sometimes.
You feel like they're testing it out to see like what the response might be, or do you think it's just a genuine
well, okay, I'll be straight with you guys. I live in Mill Valley, California. Do you guys know where that is? It's like just okay, because you guys are both on the East Coast, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Rich, I know you're in Manhattan.
Yep.
Okay, so my neighborhood is predominantly white. And in fact, I'm probably one of the few Black people you'll see walking around town. Right. And I love it here. I have so many dear friends, and I was raised to not see color because I had to survive in my world that way. I've always been around white communities, and, you know, my mom is white, my dad's Black, but my dad wasn't in the picture. Mm-hmm. So it was, you know, I had a lovely growth period from the time I was little. I had nothing but love, but I was always different. So I know what it feels like to be the black sheep. I have a song called Black Sheep. I should be playing that tonight. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Well, maybe you will. Maybe you will.
Sheet music's downstairs. Too late. But you can check it out on my YouTube channel. I have a video for it.
There you go.
Anyhow, where was I going? Oh, so not only was I the only Black girl in my school oftentimes, but I would be the only Black girl with lesbian parents. So it's kind of interesting that right now we're going through Pride and Black Lives Matter all at this
same time.
For me, it's so amazing because I feel like I'm just free to be me, and everybody's supporting that.
Right. They're like, oh, we're finally talking about it. We're finally okay to be this. Yes. Or these things, right?
It feels like the scales are finally tipping in the direction of openness and freedom. And
yeah. You're also pretty fair skinned too. So do people often get confused about what you are?
I think they
guess. The reason I ask is because my father is probably lighter than you and lighter than Laura, but he's a Black man. And my whole life, people have, you know, questioned that. Like, well, he's not really Black, is he? Like, yeah, he's Black. Yeah. Black comes in all shapes and colors and sizes.
All shapes and colors, all different hair textures.
Yeah. It's a diaspora, you know?
It is, and it's beautiful. You know, I haven't felt more like a queen than just in the last few months with, you know, all of this support, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
So I would love to learn about you with your music and as an artist. Can you tell me a little bit about, you know, you told us how you grew up and about your background. How do you then inject all of these learnings into who you are as an artist?
Yeah, well, I really firmly believe that music is therapeutic. And so I just put the things that I maybe don't feel comfortable saying into my songs. And so it just feels safe that way. Almost like you've got this army of beautiful melodies behind you, allowing you to just express what's in your heart. And so I draw upon my experiences and the things that I see, and I try to focus on the beautiful side of humanity, because I think we need more of that positivity. We get enough negativity from the news, and even just in conversation, you know, talk to a friend who's negative and has been watching the news, and it's all
Yeah, it just trickles in. It trickles
right.
into our everyday language, right? And being, state.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think it's a slippery slope. You can go down that rabbit hole of just negative, negative, negative. And so as an artist, I feel like it's my responsibility to bring a little levity to the
Yeah, levity
situation.
and light.
Yeah, there's hope at the end of the muck we have to trudge through.
There is. And you've been holding concerts in your yard and doing, you've been doing some really cool projects during this time and before this time, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So I live in a cul-de-sac, and in front of my house is this park. We call it a little mini soccer field, is what it looks like.
Uh-huh.
And most of the time it goes pretty unused. But when quarantine happened, I just took my keyboard out. There's a little patio, and I told my neighbors, look, I'm going to be out there on Sunday at whatever time. And people came out. At first, it was just like, the people in our court came. And slowly it's become this thing where people from all over the neighborhood, even people from like an hour and a half away, have come. And they come every weekend.
Somewhere to
And
go, something to do.
something to do, and we social distance. We stay. It's a huge field, so we have the luxury to stay apart from each other.
Nice.
Um, and my neighbor Will Ryan lives on the corner, and he plays guitar and sings. So between the two of us, we formed this band. And then he brought in some of his bandmates. He's in another band, so now we have we got the cajon, the percussion, we have a bass player, and then I play the keys. And I started saying at the beginning of each concert, hey, if you want to support our band, please donate to a charity that's significant, right? Like, they're all significant, but to a charity of your choice, based on the issues that are going on. And so every week I get emails from different people saying where their family has donated money to.
Very cool.
And then I send out this mass email to everybody saying, look, this is what your community is doing and how beautiful it is. And it's just really gratifying as an artist. I feel like that's the point of
It's
having
amazing that you can be a catalyst for that. I think a lot of communities are searching and trying to figure out how they can collectively drive impact. And if you can spark that from music and from just being out there and with the sheer purpose of just sharing a little love, sharing a little light, and creating that space for people, it's amazing that the ultimate outcome is them actually taking action and making that donation and supporting a charity and even thinking about support, right?
Yeah, it's really wonderful. Like, I feel so fulfilled when I wake up in the morning. I tell my neighbors that I say, you guys give me purpose, and I really think that COVID was the best thing to happen to me as a musician because it's opened up my heart in ways that I didn't even know it could be open.
Wow, a true human sentiment.
Yeah, and that's
Hearts
that's another
opening
way
up.
the heart's opening up and turning tragedy and pain into something beautiful. It can uplift us in so many ways if we let it.
So I was telling Laura that you also were working on a children's book. So I know that you're focused on our future and you believe in, preserving something for them and giving them the tools to understand who they are and that this world is a colorful world. Do you want to, talk a little bit about that? And then Laura, I know you're working very closely with, the human elements and human, adjustment to this new environment. So maybe we should discuss that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write a children's book. I just want to be really clear.
Did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say
I
that.
don't, no. But I did sing the soundtrack to a children's book. So there's a festival called the Beautiful Blackbirds Children's Book Festival. There it is. You guys are so organized. And this book was written, and they've written a bunch of books and put them in this festival, and they've done videos for them because the actual festival couldn't go on because of the circumstances. So so they tried to get creative with how they were going to present these books, and they're giving away, I think, 1,500 books to kids in need, and
Nice.
and they have made these videos for each book. And so for the one that I am involved with, I sang the Black National Anthem, "Lift Every Voice and Sing," and it turned out really beautiful. It's not up yet. The video is not up yet, but you can go to their website and check out they've got all sorts of goodies on there.
Well, definitely on your Banjini page, you'll have some information for people to check out and kind of revisit your projects and your music and all of that. But culturally in this moment, Laura, why don't we talk about kind of like what that means? And you've been
Yeah,
on the front lines of so
absolutely.
many things.
Of course, yeah. So I think, Chloe, I really wanted to talk to you about your song, I think, In War, Choose Love. And I was listening to that, track, and obviously just with the title of the song, In War, Choose Love, I felt like it was really, mirroring the times that we are in right now, because you can say we are all experienced a type of war, a war against an unknown uh, illness, and a war against racial inequality and racial injustice. So I wanted to ask you about that track, and most importantly, how you're viewing maybe shaping music now, to give hope to that time. If you're making some music now, kind of like in War, Choose Love.
Yeah. Well, thank you. In War, Choose Love came about after the bombings in Paris. I think it was like 3 years ago, maybe. I read an article, and I was just, I'm an emotional creature. I think as musicians, we can all relate to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I make myself feel better? And I read another article, and the author he literally said, "In war, choose love. In hatred, sow light." He just had all those contrasts, and I thought, gosh, that'd be a good song. And I was going into a writing session with a young man named Noah Guthrie, who was a star on that TV show Glee.
Oh, wow. Yes, love it.
And I brought that idea to him, and he and I co-wrote that song.
Cool.
And so anyway, and I loved it so much that I used it for myself. um, and so anyway, that song is about exactly what the title is. Just when somebody throws hatred at you, if you throw hatred back, then that's all you're left with. The both
Right.
of you, you're stuck in it together. We're all one. We're all on this planet together, and we got to learn to get along. So I think that we need to hear more messages of, don't give back what somebody's throwing at you. Just, you have other choices.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Are you writing some songs right now that are reflecting of what's happening right now? What's something that we can look for you as a musician? What's something we can look for?
Yes. Well, thank you for asking that. I'm working on a jazz album with a producer that Jeff Traeger, who was on earlier, legend, actually introduced me to. His name is
Awesome.
Ray Oviedo, and he's an incredible Latin jazz artist. He's put out a bunch of albums, and he's working with me. I
Yeah.
hooked him. And so that'll be coming out sometime within the next year. We're just in the beginning phases, but I'm going to play one of the songs that'll be on that album tonight.
Awesome.
Amazing. Beautiful. All
Awesome.
right.
Before you play that song, why don't we remind all the viewers where they can find you and all that kind of good stuff? Remember, guys, you guys can use a QR code. The links are on the bottom of the page. You can donate to the artists. We definitely want them to continue doing great work and following their passions.
Yeah, and I will say that whatever tip money I get, part of it will go to the Equal Justice Initiative that one of my neighbors actually donated to last week, and I thought it seemed like a really great thing. Their goal is to end mass incarceration, excessive punishment, and racial inequality. Like, how much better does it get than that?
Yeah, that's a good place to start, right?
Yeah, and then the rest of the tip money will go towards supporting my studio that I'm building in my house so that I can be more productive with making music.
Wonderful.
Good. Great. Well,
Wonderful.
take it away, Chloe. Can't wait to
Thanks,
hear it.
guys. Ooh. Okay. Just hold on. Okay. Here we go. I thought I would start with a Jill Scott tune. I did not write this song, but it's called Golden, and I play it during every set of mine. She's just so lovely, and I feel like we should all live a little more golden. taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf. I'm putting it on a chain. I'll wear it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car. Wherever I choose to go, it will take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life so golden, living my life. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my stroll. I'll be high stepping, y'all. Let the joy unfold. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my song, singing it loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life so golden, living my life. I'm holding on to my freedom, you can't take it from me. I was born into it and it comes so naturally. I'm strumming my freedom, playing the God in me, representing His glory, and I hope she's proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life, yes, living my life so golden, living my life. I'm living my life, Jill Scott. All right, this next one is, I hope the sound is okay. My next song, this is an original song. It's called Fairy Tale Fail. Here we go. I love a Disney movie, they're so nice. The princess always wins her man. But I have lived a sequel once or twice. My endings never feel so great. Prince Charming picked me up and held me high, but eventually let me down. I was not the only apple of his eye. There's drama when you wear a crown. All my fantasies of love were born from a storybook, while my mama softly read. And growing up was sounding fabulous, but now I'm grown and the magic is dead. There's no perfect love affair, and life is not a fairy tale. No, it's not a happy ending, no. When you're all alone, just a fairy tale fail. Yes. Life is delicious when you find the one. Yes, after you've kissed a lot of frogs, he grants your wishes and it feels like love. Yes, till he turns out to be a dog. All my fantasies of love were born from a storybook, while my mama softly read. But I wish that there had been an epilogue warning that I'm not an epilogue. Instead, there's no perfect love affair, and life is not a fairy tale. No, it's not a happy ending, no. When you're all alone, just a fairy tale fail. That's Fairy Tale Fail. That will be on my jazz album. You guys can find me at chloejean.net. I'm on Instagram at Chloe Jean Music, Facebook at Chloe Jean Music, Spotify at Chloe Jean, just Chloe Jean. All right, I'm going to do one more song. This is called Resurrected. It's an original song. I need my sheet music for it. This is on Spotify. You can find this. You can find this almost on any platform, Amazon, iTunes. This is my EP. It's called Resurrected. It's more of a rock sound, less jazzy, more rock. But it's called Resurrected, and I really do believe that you can come back from anything. I wrote this song just before I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016. I wrote the song, and then I went through breast cancer, and I realized this song was exactly what I needed to hear. You can put me in the ground, but you know I'm gonna come back. You can write me off a day, but the fire isn't done yet. You can try to tie me up, but I'm sharp as an arrow. Yes. Hold me in the deep, I get high being low. 'Cause my roots go deep as an evergreen, and the saw can't cut what's underneath. Rising up to eternity, wild and uncontrolled. Knock me down, I get up again, stronger for the stumbling. Black as the night that I'm breathing in, and it's deep down in my soul. Oh yeah, maybe I'm a ghost. Maybe I'm a ghost. I say, hold on, 'cause you will come back again. Roll on, this is just the next step. Hold on, 'cause you will come back again. You're not done, you are resurrected. I was cut from a rock, now I shine like a diamond. Went from the bottom to the top, I'm the queen of the island. I was dead to you, but you see me now. I'm a revenant, so take a bow. My spirit's been set free. Woo! 'Cause my roots go deep as an evergreen, and the saw can't cut what's underneath. Rising up to eternity, wild and uncontrolled. Knock me down, I get up again, stronger for the stumbling. Black as the night that I'm breathing in, and it's deep down in my soul. La da da da, oh yeah, maybe I'm a ghost. Maybe I'm a ghost, yes. I say, hold on, 'cause you will come back again. Roll on, this is just the next step. Hold on, 'cause you will come back again. Not done, you are resurrected. Hold on, 'cause you will come back again. Roll on, this is just the next step. Hold on, 'cause you will come back again. You're not done, you are resurrected. Resurrected. You're resurrected. You're resurrected. That was my last song.
Hi, that's perfect.
Woo!
I'm so excited for your jazz album. That was such a beautiful, beautiful. I love the fairy tale. Veiled Fairy Tale was beautiful. I was like, wow, this is great. I was like, going on to my phone to follow you and find it. So I'm really, really excited for this to come out.
Yeah, thank you so much. And can you relate to Fairy Tale Fail?
Yes, of course. I mean, I was sitting here like, oh my gosh, this is the song about everybody who maybe weren't born with a trust fund, or or all these things that we have to struggle for and strive for, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and also everybody has had a failed relationship, I think, where you think it's going to be perfect and then
Yeah, nothing
The
lasts
fairy tale
forever.
is not quite real. Oh, speaking of fairy tale,
Oh, there we go.
hi, my princess.
Beautiful. What's her name?
This is Sienna. She can't hear you because I got my headphones, but she sings at our concerts in front of the neighborhood. And she
Great.
plays piano, and it's really cool.
That is beautiful, beautiful. So does Sienna join you for your live streams that you do?
Sometimes.
Okay. So when do you do live streams and where people can catch you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You can find Sienna. Well, I teach music classes, a program called Music Together. So my kids join me for those. For usually we do them in person, but we've been doing virtual music classes, and it's fun to have. I have 2 kids, and they come in and dance with me. It's cute.
Of course. And then you also are available for private concerts, I see here.
I am. Yeah. Oh, there's my other one.
They're not stage fright.
No stage fright whatsoever. Yeah, I'm available for private concerts. If you go to my website, you can reach out to me if you have a birthday or whatever event. I bring my rig. I have a PA system. Have keyboard will travel.
Amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Chloe. It was such a pleasure and such a blessing to hear your music. I'm so excited to see what next projects, and I can't wait for your album to come out so I can get it and share it.
I mean, I just want to say thank you to you guys for doing this. It really is, it's wonderful. And thank you, Band Genie, and Carla, the founder of Band Genie. Like, just really thank you.
We're all working really hard. We are developing an amazing platform that should bring the community even closer together, and should, you know, enable you with the tools and the resources to keep, you know, sharing your light, keep shining. You know,
shining.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah. Thank you guys for shining your light and letting us shine our light with yours.
Awesome. All right. Well, have a great evening.
Thank you. Stick around. Watch the other artists. We have a couple more shows coming up, guys. Laura, let's bring in Kev.
Right up next, you're gonna get Kev Choice. Kev,
check one.
Lighting. Hello.
How's it going?
Good eve. How y'all feeling?
Great. Great. Amazing. Beautiful intro. You know, Kev, you're a very unique artist. You're classically trained pianist, producer, activist, you name it. And I would really want to know where this Kev Choice planted his seeds. How did you begin? How did your flower, fruit, how did it all happen?
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I think, you know, as we're talking about, you know, black musicians and black music, and growing up in a black family where music was just always around, and you know, not like formally like my dad or mom played music like instruments, records, or just people taking us out to public concerts in the family, and just always having that curiosity. And I think I used to always kind of gravitate towards keyboards. I feel like my grandmother had an old organ that barely worked in the living room, and I would just be banging on it a little bit. Nobody even really paid attention. Yeah, you know, messing around. But I took an elective in 7th grade here in Oakland, California, and I took a piano class, and I kind of just shot off from there, and just, you know, just really stayed focused from that very beginning, just learning the basics and performing in recitals, learning classical music, and then also just navigating in a hip hop generation where we was just rapping and making beats on our own, like, you know, as early as like 11, 12 years old. So just
that's early. That's really early.
Just dedicated myself to music and getting better from a very early age.
Do you feel like you kept surprising yourself as you know, that's really early to start. So I'm sure you had a few moments where you're just kind of like, whoa, I didn't realize I could do this. I should do more of this.
Yeah, every day to this day.
Every day. I love it.
It's always a process, always trying to grow. I mean, from starting off in junior high to high school, and then, you know, getting a scholarship to college in Xavier University in New Orleans, and then getting into grad school to study music, which wasn't really even my plan, but it just kind of all manifested in that way.
Yeah.
And just saying yes to the blessings the universe had, and just kept pushing to touring around the world with so many different artists, to coming back home and performing and being an educator. Like, it's always surprises every single day, for sure.
Yeah. So talk to me about Oakland. You mentioned that you're from there, and you created a 5-movement magnum opus called Soul Restoration Suite. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, Soul Restoration Suite.
Yeah, can you explain to me what is that? What's a magnum opus for people that
A
don't know?
magnum
And
opus, I guess it's well, an opus refers to like it's kind of how we classify classical works. So it'd be like Beethoven Sonata Opus 1, or it's almost how they classify it. But I was commissioned by the Oakland Symphony to write a piece, which something I had never done. I've studied classical music, but writing for a whole orchestra, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
beast.
it's another
And
world. Yeah.
but I dived into it, and I kind of combine all of the elements of the music that I do, like hip hop, soul, jazz, and classical. Like 80-piece orchestra, 6-piece band, 30-piece choir of youth. It was just
Wow.
a crazy moment. And I kind of dedicated the theme was rooted in Oakland, so just the first movement was called the Overture 1852, which was the year that Oakland was incorporated. So I kind of did research on how that even came about. And then a song dedicated to Huey P. Newton, of course. The great Black Panther leader.
Yeah.
That's a legend out here. And just a song dedicated to all of the Oakland hip hop artists, from
Yeah.
Too Short to Digital Underground to the Loonies, the Hieroglyphics. Like, I kind of made a medley in a
wow,
symphony context. So that's what a magnum opus is. It's like a combination of all these elements to make one piece.
wow, that's beautiful. And all those people you mentioned that are part of Oakland, they all kind of also had, and obviously Black Panther leader had very big moves in activism in their time. So
Mm-hmm.
talk to me a little bit about kind of your music also mirroring this sort of activism that I'm sure you have, and basically what's your response to everything that's happening in the world right now?
Well, it's deep, because that activism, that connection to community, that connection to wanting to improve the situation of people, whether that's social justice, whether that's fighting for the homeless, whether that's fighting for youth and education. This is kind of, it's in my blood. So that's, to me, it's like a natural thing. I mean, I've been out at protests just in the last couple of weeks. We marching all over the city, rallies. I've organized my own protest, and rallies. Black Music Matters. Um, just being involved and being available to contribute. I think that's been my whole statement right now. Is like, how can I contribute to what's going on? It's a powerful energy, a powerful movement. It's a unique time in our history, and as a citizen of this community, it's only right that I stay active and stay engaged and seeing how I can contribute, especially as a musician as well.
So
Yeah.
not only is it second nature to you, but you feel the obligation, you feel the
Yeah,
drive to be a part of this. Yeah.
nah,
It's almost inherent for you.
yeah, nah, it's what my mentors, did. It's what, like I said, the legacy of the Panthers,
Right.
the legacy of Occupy Oakland, the legacy of, the Oscar Grant movement, the legacy. It's just so many movements that I've been a part of, just from
Right.
being here and being in this space, and even going down to New Orleans, and seeing how that's the birthplace of jazz, and seeing how they just held on to their cultures and their traditions. Like, it's
Right.
something that I feel like it's my duty to do, to preserve that.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
doing it, and you're doing it well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Kev, really an important question that I think I would love to ask you and the audience would know. You're talking about being a classically trained artist. Classical music is